condition, which is end-stage liver disease. And hopefully somebody finds this useful. I scoured the internet. I can't seem to find anything on the subject, so I figured I would make my own, in hopes that it may help somebody else. I'll start from the beginning. About a year ago, I started noticing changes in myself, a little more self-awareness, and at the time I just thought it was age, but I started a diet and exercise. I went from 103 pounds down to 203 pounds down to 163 pounds in 12 weeks. That was all with diet and exercise, and I was pretty fit. So during that time I started volunteering for the Humane Society, walking dogs and things of that nature. It was good exercise, good for the dogs, good for the community. I also started doing fundraisers, and one in particular I did was for Special Olympics called the Polar Plunge. It's where you jump into freezing water in the middle of winter. I put on a SpongeBob outfit and jumped into the lake. It was, I believe the water was 38 degrees, raised about $300. I was pretty happy about that. And then I lost my job due to poor performance. After losing my job, I decided to do some spring cleaning in my apartment, and I threw my back out. I was stuck sleeping on my Thermarest mattress, actually living on it basically for a few weeks, and during that time I decided to quit drinking. I went through normal withdrawals from not drinking, and after about 2 weeks of that, I was supposed to go to a friend's house for supper. And so I was doing some cleaning because I was able to move around, and I noticed an infestation of spiders in my apartment. So I called the exterminator, and I left the apartment because I was deathly afraid of spiders. I took my Boston Terrier dog, who's snorting in the background right now, playing in the carpet. I took him out in the camper with me, and we stayed out there waiting for either a phone call or for them to show up. I never noticed them show up, but when I come to the house, they were here. They were wearing these camouflage outfits with camouflage masks, and wearing the tanks, and there's a sign on the door saying fumigation and all that. So I didn't bother them. I figured there would be a bill in the house, on the door, in the mail. You know, they would call me whatever. So I proceeded to go to my friend's house, which is about 45 miles north of here. I took a 4-lane highway up there, and people were coming on and off the highway. Via the on-ramps and off-ramps, and they were playing this game similar to ladder ball. And ladder ball is where you have a structure that's like a ladder, and you take a string with a ball attached to each end, and you toss it at this ladder, and you try to wrap it around one of the rungs, and you get so many points for each rung. Well, they were doing this, but they were doing it with the CB antennas on the sides of their vehicles, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. Um, what do they come up with next? People are bored. It was Friday. If you had missed the other vehicles and these balls attached to the string come flying at my car, and they had missed my car, and I got so far, and at a police turnaround or service road, whichever you prefer to call it, there was a moose coming out of the ditch. Well, we don't have moose around here, not that I know of. I've never seen a moose in real life. As I got closer, I slammed on my brakes, and I realized it was somebody holding a fake moose head that looked like it was coming out of the ditch. And when I turned to look back, they were already gone. So I proceeded to go to this friend's house, and on the way there, just some strange happenings. A lot of people had up Halloween decorations, and one place was actually selling Christmas trees. So I get to my friend's house, and we have dinner, and I'm commenting on this game that they were playing on the freeway, and also, I had mentioned, it's a little early for Halloween decorations, and there's these holograms that were being projected onto the window and stuff like that, and I was playing with my kids, and everything seemed fine. And then I went to bed, and I was laying on the couch, and water started dripping onto my forehead. And so I figured the ceiling was leaking. So I went and told my friend this, and it wasn't even raining out. So I had no idea where the water was coming from. And things just got stranger and stranger, and I saw people in her bed with her. And at the time, this was my ex-girlfriend. We were trying to be friends, which, seeing somebody in bed with her really upset me. And we got into an argument, and, her father was there, kind of standing behind her, as though he was backing her up. I decided I was going to leave. I wasn't going to put up with it. I found it very rude, and I thought she was being very mean. So I went out, and I got in my car, and I started it up and decided I couldn't drive because I just didn't feel right. I felt as though I'd been poisoned. So I called 911, and I waited for the police to show up. And as I was waiting, there was people that were damaging my car. They cut my brake lines, they smashed my taillights, and they were trying to push my car into another vehicle in front of me. And finally the police showed up, and he asked me what was going on, and I explained it to him, and he asked me if I thought I had been poisoned, if he wanted me to, if I wanted him to call an ambulance, and I said yes. The ambulance came, they took my vitals, they said I needed to go to the hospital for more testing if I thought that I had been poisoned. So they took me to the hospital, and things continued to be strange. And then I realized it was just this big prank. And so I'm in the hospital, and I figure, alright, if you're going to prank me, I'm going to go along with it. You're not going to get me. So they say they need to take blood. I'm deathly afraid of needles. I said, okay. Take blood. They took urine samples, blood samples. They found nothing in my system. And then the nurse had had come up and she was doing one of my IVs, and I looked at her name tag and it was for a sperm bank. And I had looked up at her and I smiled and I said, nice name tag. And she kind of giggled a little bit. And, I could hear people on the other side of the door talking. And they said they were going to transport me to another hospital and start the transfusion of blood. So I was like, alright, you want to take it that far, let's go. Well, I got to that hospital, woke up a few days later to find out that it was withdrawals and I was hallucinating basically everything that had happened. I was seeing transformers on the highway, I was hearing conversations that weren't happening, and I spent 5 days in the hospital, and I checked myself out against medical advice. They wanted to check me into the psych ward, and I told them absolutely not, and I was very stubborn about it, and I came home to my apartment, where I still wasn't quite right, and very, very weak, very fatigued. And then I had follow-up visits with the doctors, only to find out that I had end-stage liver disease, just stage 4 liver cirrhosis. I'm 33 years old, and so naturally I tried doing as much research as I could online. I couldn't find anything. So I was looking for people that had went through what I went through, and I couldn't find anything, so I decided I'm going to do this. And hopefully it will help somebody. Hopefully somebody finds it insightful. It's going to be a complete series of videos. Any questions or comments are welcome. Please subscribe, rate, favorite, whatever, like, troll, whatever you're going to do. And any questions are going to be welcome, and I'll answer them as best and as truthfully as I possibly can. This is the first video I'm doing. I will have more videos that will go into more detail on this video of what had happened, as well as the progress, doctors, what I'm facing, and the turmoil it's causing. So, leave your comments below, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think, give me any questions you got. Till next time, thank you.